Welcome to I Love Asian Dramas. The title of this Korean fantasy drama is Marry My Husband from TVN, with 16 episodes. The series begins at the hospital where Kang Jiwon was admitted due to gastric cancer. Jiwon's best friend, Soomin, visited and said some encouraging words to her. While on chemotherapy, Jiwon recalls how bad her married life and career were. Shortly, it turns out that Jiwon's best friend, Soomin, had an affair with her husband, Minhwan. After a while, the hospital staff asked for payment from Jiwon. However, Minhwan does not pick up his phone. So, Jiwon decided to visit Minhwan in person. In the taxi, the strange driver tells Jiwon that she will have a good life. Later, in the apartment, Jiwon caught the prohibited relationship between Soomin and Minhwan. Jiwon heard all their malicious plans for her. When Jiwon confronted them, Minhwan pushed Jiwon and hit her head on a glass table, resulting in her death. In the next scene, Jiwon was so confused. She asks Jihyuk, the marketing manager of U&K Food, what happened. Then, Jiwon notices that she traveled back in time when she was still alive and healthy. Shortly after, Jiwon found the money that was given back by the strange taxi driver. The heart symbol drawn on it reminded Jiwon that it was a gift from her father. Soon after, Jiwon bought some stocks of Roygentle, knowing that it would become a success in the future. On a different occasion, Jiwon submitted her meal kit proposal to the rude manager, Kim Kyung-ik, knowing from the past that it would be disapproved. But when Soomin submitted it with no changes, Soomin was promoted, and she became a regular employee. Not long after, Jiwon realized that there are things she cannot avoid. Even if she wanted to avoid them, or if they happen to someone else, they will not happen to Jiwon. As a result, Jiwon is planning to make Soomin marry Minhwan on her behalf. On another occasion, Minhwan wanted to make out with Jiwon in the stockroom. Luckily, Jiwon, the assistant manager of U&K Food's marketing team, entered the stockroom because she was worried about Jiwon's safety. Later, in the cafeteria, Jiwon remembers the past, when Soomin behaved perversely toward Jiwon. This time, Jiwon did not take it anymore and took an offensive measure by tripping Soomin with her foot, resulting in Soomin splashing the food all over Minhwan. In the next scene, Jiwon helps Jihyuk, a member of U&K marketing team, by giving her sanitary pads. Eventually, they became friends. Meanwhile, Jihyuk visits back Yunho, Jiwon's high school classmate, and a popular chef, to ask for a favor. After a while, Jiwon gives her meal kit proposal to the assistant team leader Jiwon, for her to read because Jiwon knows that team leader Kim is lazy and incompetent. Later, when Jiwon asked Jiwon about her meal kit proposal, Jiwon replied that it was good and decided to join in making the project successful. One day, Soomin invited Jiwon for dinner. The cunning Soomin did not tell Jiwon that it was their high school reunion. Fortunately, Jiwon recalled the past, when she was bullied by her high school classmates during the event. On the other hand, Haein helped Jiwon prepare herself for the reunion. At the restaurant, during their high school reunion, Jiwon arrived with a stunningly beautiful new look, which surprised Jiwon's classmates and Soomin. Shortly, at the restroom, Jiwon takes the courage to confront the bullies and clear up the lies made by Soomin. Unfortunately, the bullies did not believe Jiwon's explanation. Luckily, Yunho arrived and explained his side of the story. On another occasion, Jihyuk told his grandfather that he was not going to marry the woman chosen by his grandfather because he already liked someone. Shortly, Jihyuk's grandfather, Il instructed his right-hand man, Lee Sukjin, to investigate the woman that his grandson had fallen into. Soon after, it turns out that the favor Jihyuk asks Yunho is to make him attend their high school reunion and clear the misunderstanding in favor of Jiwon. Following closely, Yunho confessed to Jiwon that he liked her, while Jihyuk looked jealous from afar. Meanwhile, the bullies confronted Soomin for telling lies about Jiwon, but Soomin yelled at them and then walked out. After a while, Jihyuk asked for help from Jiwon to support this opinion at the marketing showcase for newer TV, which will be a successful platform within 10 years. Later, Jihyuk and Jiwon are having coffee by the river. Jihyuk asked Jiwon what she liked to do. Jiwon answered that she wants to do the meal kit proposal, interior design, and self-defense. Jihyuk told Jiwon to submit the meal kit proposal to him, and the sooner, the better. Moreover, Jihyuk volunteered to teach Jiwon self-defense. At night, Yunho called Jiwon, and during their conversation, Jiwon found out another lie from Soomin. Soomin copied Jiwon's handwriting and harshly replied to Yunho's love letter for Jiwon. As a result, Yunho was angry at Jiwon. On a different occasion, Jiwon told Soomin that she would never let it slide if Soomin made another lie again. Jiwon also purposefully told Soomin that Minhwan stocks were performing well. Jiwon wants to pique Soomin's interest in Minhwan. In the next scene, Jihyuk had a heart shape on his chest, just like the heart shape drawn on money by Jiwon's father. Subsequently, Jihyuk dreamed of Jiwon's wake and the vehicle accident that killed him. It seems like Jihyuk was also granted a second chance. In the next scene, Jihyuk dreamed about the past. Jiwon was very drunk. In the park, they shared each other's sad stories about life. During their university days, Jihyuk and Jiwon alternately helped the stray cat on their campus. On a different occasion, Jiwon realized that since she did not give her meal kit proposal to Soomin, Manager Kim would steal it from her. Meanwhile, Jiwon meets Yunho. At the restaurant, Yunho showed the love letter to Jiwon. Then, Jiwon couldn't believe that Soomin copied her handwriting perfectly. After a while, Dodo Soomin's manipulation, Minhwan got so jealous, hurting Jiwon by grabbing her wrist. Fortunately, she was saved by Jihyuk. At that moment, Jihyuk confessed his feelings to Jiwon, saying that he liked her. On the other hand, Soomin makes a move on Minhwan, while Minhwan also likes it. Meanwhile, Jihyuk was taken to the emergency room due to exhaustion. Shortly after, Jihyuk told Jiwon again that he is a good person and he likes her. The following day, Jihyuk threatened Minhwan not to hurt Jiwon again, and Minhwan agreed. On a different occasion, Minhwan and Soomin went to an expensive restaurant using Jiwon's credit card for payment. Later, as promised, Jihyuk teaches Jiwon self-defense. Not long after, Jiwon's meal kit proposal was approved without Jiwon's name on it. But instead, Soomin's name was included. Eventually, all the products were disposed of due to Director Wang's scandal that he assaulted a flight crew. As a result, Director Wang was dismissed from work, and Manager Kim was disciplined for stealing the meal kit proposal from Jiwon. Meanwhile, Jiwon discovered that Jihyuk also traveled back in time due to the BTS song that has to be released in the future. After a while, Jiwon shares her discovery and plans with Jihyuk. Jiwon told Jihyuk that there are things she cannot evade. The reason why Jiwon did not run away and face reality. Jiwon must give it to someone else in order to prevent it from happening to her. As a result, Jiwon must make Soomin marry Minhwan. Shortly after, Jihyuk recalled Jiwon's funeral. Jihyuk meets a taxi driver who was Jiwon's dead father. The taxi driver asks Jihyuk if he were given another chance, would Jihyuk want to grab it? Jihyuk answers that he will take it. Meanwhile, at the office, Jihyuk assigned Jiwon, Soomin and Minhwan as the new team for the meal kit project. Not long after, Jihyuk was annoyed by the fact that he could not change their fate unless someone would take it. But Jihyuk was determined to protect Jiwon. On another occasion, Jiwon, Soomin, and Minhwan are having a picnic. However, Jiwon ditched them because she wanted Soomin and Minhwan to have a date together. At the marketing workshop, Jiwon asks Jihyuk to be someone she can talk to with all honesty. Jihyuk also reveals to Jiwon the heart shape on his chest. Jiwon told Jihyuk that she wanted to do the right thing. Jiwon wants to be happy and use her own strength, but Jihyuk wants to be the solid land for Jiwon. On the other hand, Jiwon got the number 1 flag, which means she will sleep in the camper. Later, Soomin tried to steal the number 1 flag from Jiwon, but Jiwon did not allow it to happen. At night, Jiwon frankly told Soomin that she didn't like her anymore. As a result, Soomin takes revenge on Jiwon for having a passionate night together with Minhwan. Soon after, Soomin gives Jiwon an apology card. Fortunately, Jiwon did not believe the message written. Meanwhile, Minhwan and Soomin are in the supermarket for the try and taste event of their new product. Unfortunately, Soomin forgot to place the allergy sign. As a result, someone had an allergic reaction and was sent to the hospital. After a while, Jihyuk told Jiwon that he had saved the stray cat that Jiwon had fed during their university days. On a different occasion, Jihyuk helps Minhwan prepare his amazing marriage proposal for Jiwon because Jihyuk wants to help Jiwon's plans. Not long after, Soomin dragged Jiwon deeper into the water. Soomin doesn't care about drowning together with Jiwon. In the next scene, Soomin and Jiwon attended a cooking class together. Soomin paid for the cooking class as her wedding gift for Jiwon. Shortly, at the cooking school, Jiwon meets Minhwan's mother, who acted very rudely towards Jiwon. Jiwon acts like she did not learn it at all, to purposely annoy Minhwan's mother. On the other hand, Jihyuk enrolled his cat in a pet care program so someone could take good care of his cat when he passed away. Later, in preparation for the family meeting, Jiwon shops a lot and lets Minhwan pay for everything. Shortly, at the restaurant, during the family meeting, Jiwon arrived with a stunningly cool look. While eating, Minhwan's mother insults the dead father of Jiwon. As a result, Jiwon immediately proceeds with his plan to call off the wedding. Outside the restaurant, Jiwon flipped Minhwan using her self-defense technique. Subsequently, Minhwan was so mad. Minhwan went to Jiwon's apartment, but to his surprise, Jiwon was no longer there. Jiwon is living in the same building as Jihyuk. Not long after, at the office, Jiwon slapped Minhwan in front of her colleagues for cheating. Later, Mr. Kim found out that Soomin was the other woman in Minhwan. At that moment, Mr. Kim is so jealous, and he attacks Minhwan. On the other hand, due to the allergy incident at the supermarket that wasn't reported at the office, Minhwan got demoted while Soomin's contract was terminated. Moreover, Mr. Kim was demoted. Later on, Soomin posted online using Jiwon's name. This offended the person, who was taken to the hospital due to an allergy. Surprisingly, Jiwon grabs Soomin and lets her apologize to them. On a different occasion, Minhwan proposes to marry Soomin, thinking that he needs to get married in order to get an apartment from his parents. In the next scene, Jiwon politely rejected Yoonho's love because Jiwon is in love with Jihyuk. On a separate note, Jiwon was taking care of Jihyuk the whole night because Jihyuk was sick. Meanwhile, Minhwan introduced Soomin to her mom. Undoubtedly, Minhwan's mother likes Soomin too, because Minhwan's mother doesn't know that the couple made up lies to make Soomin's background look good. On a different note, the team celebrated Ms. Jern's promotion as manager. On the other hand, Minhwan, Soomin and Minhwan's mother are preparing for the wedding. Shortly, Soomin was so upset because she didn't like the preferences of Minhwan's mother. Not long after, at the wedding, bride Soomin was unhappy because she didn't like her wedding gown and convinced herself that she had won Minhwan over Jiwon. Later, Soomin's mother, who attended her wedding, was just a hired person pretending to be Soomin's mother. After a while, Jiwon went into the bride's room, congratulating Soomin and saying thanks for picking up my trash. Shortly, the bullies take revenge on behalf of Jiwon and crash into Soomin's wedding. On the other hand, Ms. Jern told Seokjin that she had stomach cancer. The sickness and fate of Jiwon transfer to Ms. Jern. After a while, the ex-fiancé of Jihyuk appears in front of Jihyuk and Jiwon. Meanwhile, Jiwon felt so guilty that her fate of having gastric cancer went to Ms. Jern. On a different note, Hyun was shocked because the chef for their project suddenly backed out. They believe that Mr. Kim was behind it. On the other hand, Jihyuk recommended Jiwon to a good doctor who specializes in stomach cancer because Jihyuk wanted to help Ms. Jern. On a different occasion, Ms. Yura, the ex-fiancé of Jihyuk, meets privately with Jiwon, but they hate each other. In the next scene, Soomin was so mad about her married life. Soomin realizes that Minhwan is the trash of Jiwon that she had picked up. Later, Jiwon and her mother are spending memorable moments together. However, it ended quickly because Jiwon's mother was only after her money. Not long after, someone tries to kill Jiwon, but Jihyuk saves Jiwon. As a result, Jihyuk was severely injured and sent to the hospital. In the past, before the accident happened, Ms. Yura instructed Minhwan to kill Jiwon, and he would be given a large sum of money. Meanwhile, Soomin's father was harassed by the debt collector. Shortly, Soomin gives his father a bag full of money in exchange for doing something shady. It turns out that Soomin's father was told to drive the dump truck to hit Jiwon's car. At present, after the accident, Jiwon confronted Soomin. Jiwon asked Soomin why she did all these bad things to her. Soomin answered that his father was having an affair with Jiwon's mother. Soomin was very jealous of Jiwon because even though Jiwon's mother abandoned them, Jiwon was living a simple and happy life with his father. Afterwards, Jiwon left Soomin. Jiwon was determined to transfer her fate to Soomin. In the next scene, Jihyuk finally woke up in the hospital. After being discharged from the hospital, Jihyuk and Jiwon went home. While recovering, the couple is very sweet with each other. Meanwhile, Ms. Jiren reported adultery to the police. Shortly after, Jiwon and the police went home together with Ms. Jiren. Jiwon broke the glass table in advance, preventing Ms. Jiren's death. On a different occasion, Jihyuk agreed to Jiwon's plan. Jiwon planned to be the mistress of Minhwan because Jiwon is very determined that her fate must only transfer to Soomin. On the other hand, Soomin's father and Jiwon's mother are killed by Ms. Yura in order to get rid of the evidence. Later, Minhwan was mad at Jiwon and strangled her. Luckily, Jihyuk arrives and saves Jiwon. Thankfully, Jiwon was fine, and Jihyuk was there to comfort her. Not long after, Minhwan was fired from the U&K company. Moreover, the loan sharks keep coming, asking for payment from Minhwan. On another occasion, Jihyuk introduced Jiwon to his grandfather. At that time, Jiwon asks for approval from Jihyuk's grandfather for their relationship. On the other hand, Soomin caught Minhwan cheating. As a result, Minhwan and Soomin had a fight. While fighting, Soomin pushed Minhwan and hit his head on a glass table, resulting in his death. Sadly, Soomin is still on the run. In the next scene, Ms. Yura was investigated at the police station. Shortly, it turns out that Soomin's father and Jiwon's mother are alive because they were saved by Jihyuk at that time. Then, they were arrested immediately by the police. Meanwhile, Mr. Sukjin, Jihyuk, and Jiwon visited Ms. Jiren at the hospital. Fortunately, Ms. Jiren had a successful operation. On the other hand, Hyun confessed to Yoonho that she liked him. On a different note, Jihyuk's grandfather accepted Jiwon into the family. On a different occasion, Soomin tried to kill Jiwon by burning her apartment. Fortunately, Jiwon was prepared for the arrival of Soomin. Shortly, Soomin takes the bait prepared by Jiwon. As a result, Soomin was arrested by the police. On the other hand, Ms. Yura left the police station and immediately headed to the airport to escape. However, Ms. Yura had a car accident, resulting in her death. On a different note, Ms. Jiren won the case over her husband. Meanwhile, Jihyuk is thinking of having a baby with Jiwon. Later on, the meal kit was successful with the help of Chef Yoonho. Moreover, Mr. Kim apologized to Jiwon for stealing her meal kit project. After a while, Jiwon proposed to Jihyuk for marriage, and Jihyuk also prepared the ring for Jiwon. In prison, Soomin seems to be losing her sanity, shouting in her cell. Meanwhile, Jihyuk and Jiwon had their beautiful wedding, attended by their family and friends. Not long after, the couple had twins. Jihyuk and Jiwon are very tired from lack of sleep while taking care of the twins. Many years have passed, the twins have grown, and Jihyuk and Jiwon are happy with the second chance they were given. Finally, if you were given a chance to travel back in time, what would you change? I will be very happy if you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.